Hey Randall, thanks for taking the time to do the interview. So what does like Live Fit stand for? Like what was your vision for Live Fit?
Live Fit, I mean,
stands
it
for,
was a stem from my personal training business first. So we promote healthy living, a fit lifestyle, an active lifestyle, and we incorporate modern sports with it, surfing, skateboarding, and bodybuilding, stuff that the young adults and new age kids are getting into now, because when we were growing up, there wasn't a lot of streetwear brands that were tailored toward that industry. And I got to say this too, when we were booming, the industry of the IFBB, the men's physique, the bodybuilding was booming as well.
Yeah,
and I was
it's
part of
perfect
that
timing.
boom. I was competing, I almost turned pro, I did all that stuff. So I grew with the industry, and when I was growing my brand as well.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like doing everything alongside, you know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah.
like I think that goes back to like integrity and like principles, because I think for you to have built this successful business on, starting from your own as a personal trainer, like you had to have principles that like guided you. So,
Yeah.
what were some of those?
I mean, the
principles
principle, I would say one of the big ones is really staying true to yourself, from before I even had the business, before I had my personal training business, before anything, everything I did, I wouldn't lie to myself. I would never try to be someone I wasn't. I would never talk bad about someone just to get something. I would never use somebody just to get something, If we were to do something, I'd always cut the bread, even, do business. Cool, got your part, pay out, I'm never that dude that has dirt on his shoulders. I never owed anybody any fucking money, you know what I mean? Like, you just live with those type of values and principles of just being like a man, It's not like a little bitch. It's hard to explain, but
You had a post where you said it said be the bigger man, like this world needs more of them, and then
Yeah.
the caption was about like how you used to get taken advantage of, screwed over a lot, and you didn't let that get to you, and you were the bigger man. You didn't hold on to that and let that stop you. So like, what are some of those examples of maybe some of the major ones that?
Yeah, I mean, for guys that want to be entrepreneurs or guys that are currently owning businesses or managing a group of staff or whatever, employees, you always have to be the bigger man. You can't always show your cards, because being the bigger person, you're always going to come out on top. If you're having a bad day and you show it, you're not helping anything or anyone in any means. Just y'all learn how to be the bigger person. Let whatever happen, and move on, so that you're benefiting yourself and everyone around you. And that's not to say that, okay, let everyone just walk all over you.
Yeah.
No, because for me, I had people make up fucking stories about me, and I hear the most fucking outlandish shit ever,
What was one of them?
Fuck, I heard one time that I took out a loan from Sarah's dad to start Live Fit. It was like, what the fuck? I never took out a loan ever. But it's funny because whatever they make up, let them make it up. But when they come and speak with you, which they will, we have years and years until we're dead.
Yeah.
At some point, that person's going to come back and talk to me. Hopefully. If not, whatever, then it's none of my business, right?
Yeah.
But if they do, then I can tell them the truth. And then you speak with them, you're like, fuck, man, this guy's, he's not like this at all. Or he didn't do,
Yeah,
the truth always comes out.
Yeah.
So I know it's hard to hold back sometimes, because you want to like say it on social media, this and that, but then you're just showing your card,
Yeah.
and you can't do that. That's what small people do.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what unsuccessful people do.
Yeah.
That's what people that
So don't hold on to what people say. Don't play the victim, right?
Don't play the victim.
Yeah.
Don't play the victim. But you just got to be intellectual and really see things from the outside point of view. If it doesn't really matter, is not necessary, and doesn't affect your employees, your staff, whatever, by all means, fuck it. Because those people will talk. It will come back, and then we'll eventually make them look stupid.
Now, I'm sure people who you grew up with too, they're like, wow, Randall, like you've done an awesome job, and like, you probably inspired them to do something too, So, I don't know, like what is it like, having come from that, and now you're here, and it's just like, what's that experience like?
It's
coming
cool.
from the bottom to-
It's cool. I was just having lunch the other day, and we were talking about this. It's funny because the ones that you kind of know and you know through acquaintance, those are ones that are quick to speak about you and speak about you in ways that you never have known, right? Whether it be bad or good. But then there's those that have been there, or have not necessarily been there, but known you from your childhood, like real friends, you know, that would never, that would just always be there, you know. I feel like those guys always spoke highly of me. It's crazy, you know. And I'm talking about kids that I met on the streets through elementary up until now, you know. Even though we've been disconnected, those are the people that are proud of me. You know, I get messages and stuff like that, but it's the ones that I meet in the industry or whatever later when I'm older. Those are the ones that I find out they're kind of fake, or, you know. So that would say shit behind my back. But
did you have role models like growing up too, like who you kind of?
I didn't have like one specific role model. I mean, one person I really looked up to and his way of doing business and stuff was obviously the rapper Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
I mentioned him prior in all like my interviews and YouTube videos, but just the way he carries himself, his mentality, and how he looks at the angles of business and how to approach it, and his demeanor when he's communicating and stuff like that, it really relates to me, and it's like what I really looked up to. You know, even though he's from the hood, people respect him no matter your background. You know, he can show up with a white tee, gold chain, some jeans, but the dude in the suit is gonna respect him because they know who he is and how he carries himself. You know. So that's was like, man, I want to be like that. You know, I don't. You know.
Well, what about him did you like admire that?
He caught on early about. I mean, he can speak for himself. This is just my opinion. From what I got out of his lyrics and his business sense and interviews, is that he figured out in today's society, social media is very, very strong. That, you know, going the record label route isn't necessary anymore. He can promote his own mixtapes and promote it guerrilla warfare style. You know, hey, in one of his interviews, he said, hey, if you don't want to promote my stuff, I'll go out and stand on the street. I'll promote it myself, because he believed in his product that much.
I think a lot of people nowadays, they see the potential of social media, and like, you're really using that very powerfully, like branding and stuff like that. Like, do you have any tips on that? Or
this stuff is still very, very hard, and I want to make it very clear that it's still like one out of a million. You know, with any clothing brand, you're trying to create a brand and get that logo or whatever be valuable. You know, and that's still hard nowadays, because when you leverage social media, you can get it in front of 1,000 people, no problem. You pay this, or get it in front of millions. But when people start buying into it, like emotionally, and start affiliating themselves with it, which is like, they'll wear a plain T-shirt with just a Lift logo because that's the brand. That's something that I feel the breakthrough is so much harder, regardless if you have social media influencer or, you know, whatever tactic you use. So I mean, I don't want to say I paved the way, but I just, you know, leveraged that part of the marketing. But the branding and stuff, that still comes from our designing, our core marketing, the old school stuff, you know, the way brands are made.
You create like a culture, because, you know, it's like the difference between an e-commerce store that just sells like shirts and your culture, like what you stand for. So, and what's one piece of advice you would give to like younger or those seeking, you know, searching, you know, who aren't there yet, where they're not like, you know, actualizing their passion and whatever and whatnot?
This is crazy, because when I was younger, I didn't have these social media entrepreneurs or whatever to see. I was just living and doing, you know, and that's what I encourage these guys to do, is to go, if you're 20, 25, go fuck up, man. Go start a business, find your passion within the business, and learn from that shit. I didn't start Live Fit until I was 25. I thought I was going to be personal training for the rest of my life, and if I did, I'll be completely fine with it, because I was happy with that business. I found my niche, found my passion, you know. But before that, it was a lot of trial and error. I wasn't afraid to do anything, you know. But all the mistakes, you get a lot of experience. You become more wise. You know, you learn new rules, new law, just everything, people, everything.
And don't be afraid to fail, right?
Don't be afraid to fail, because you want to talk about all my failures? Fuck, I can go all day. You know, so.
Awesome. Thanks, Randall, so much.
Yep. Sweet, man. Thanks.